Today is one of those days I like to call a fun day. Sometimes you guys see I'm covering the not so fun stuff. I might be at a fire or a shooting or just a court case, really kind of just serious stuff, but today's not one of those days. We are going to be going to an entertainment center and basically just running around all morning. Scene 75 is reopening here in Cincinnati. It's an interesting time. Obviously, they've been shut down for quite a few months because of COVID-19. And before people comment down below saying like, what? You're going to an entertainment center? You shouldn't be doing this. This is my job. Like, I'm not going there for me today. I've been working since the coronavirus hit. I've been working throughout it all. I was going out through the stay-at-home order. It's just, as a TV news reporter, it's what you gotta do. We are gonna be taking the proper precautions. I'm gonna be wearing a mask on air all day, which kind of begs the question, why am I doing this right now? Why am I putting makeup on my face? Will you even be able to see my face? I'll probably skip the lipstick, which, not gonna lie, love masks because of the health aspect, but also love them because you don't really have to get completely ready, which is kind of amazing. But today we're gonna be going over the safety precautions they're taking, some changes guests can expect, and I am so excited because Scene 75 will always hold a very special place in my heart. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that when I first started out in the TV news business, it was a really hard adjustment for me, going from having absolutely zero experience to suddenly being the live morning reporter. I was so nervous on air, I was stumbling. It was just not a good time to be me. And probably the first time I ever felt semi-comfortable on air was when I went to Scene 75 about 2 weeks in for my morning live shots. They were celebrating their 5th anniversary in Ohio. And my whole morning consisted of me just literally having fun. I mean, this morning is gonna be a little more like, we're gonna be talking about safety changes, you know, a little more serious. We're still gonna try to have fun and, you know, bring happiness into this morning, but it's more serious. That morning, I just was running around and my job was having fun. Granted, I was still nervous. I remember, oh my gosh, wanting to vomit, but it was the first time, like, during my live shots, I kind of just got a little more loose and was like, oh my gosh, like, I think I can get the hang of this whole thing. And I remember my interviewee all morning, the manager of that Scene 75, finally, toward the end, was like, so how long have you been doing this? And I was like, honestly, I graduated college less than a month ago. And he was like, what? And he was nice. He was like, oh my gosh, you seem like you've been doing this forever. If you look back on the stuff, no, I don't. Like, I was not good. He was clearly just being nice. I might not always be the best at my job, but I like to say at least I can admit it and acknowledge it. And yes, I sucked.
Bob, the good news, if you come out, is all the games you know and love are back open. The bad news is, I am still going to kick your butt in Papa Shot. Oh, yes, I will. And actually, if my photographer, Adam, can actually zoom in on this right here, this was his score, 61. And then, Adam, if you wouldn't mind, can you zoom in on mine? 81. Oh, yes, still the Papa Shot king. This morning is a very special morning because look for him! We are at Scene 75, which is back open. We've already had a very interesting morning where Adam is humiliated.
You beat me in basketball.
Beat him in basketball, roll the tape.
2-1.
Wait, what are our scores?
He got 35.
Game over.
Oh!
I missed like 5.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
Well, I won. I drained like every 3.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I was an Olympian too.
Thank you so much for recording. I won. This was the most amazing moment of my life. 81. And Adam got 39. That's so humiliating.
I know.
How do you feel? And you thought you were going to win, right?
I did. I really did.
But
I'm surprisingly athletic.
What are your thoughts now that I beat you?
You're good at basketball.
Can we actually show your face?
I hate you.
Oh my god, he looks so serious. Oh, shoot. Oh man, you got the power.
Clancy Burke is there live this morning to give us a look around. More Papa Shot? You making Adam look bad anymore? Oh no, we're bowling now.
Bowling, Bob, and it's not as much of my forte, but if you have a spare moment, why don't you come out to Scene 75? Oh, Oh, and possibly get a strike? I was gonna say spare, never mind. That really took a turn. It's funny how things can take a turn around here, but there are some changes you can expect. The first one, look up. Not every lane is going to be open.
We are absolutely ready for them.
Oh, and we are ready to play, actually. Is it ready? Yes, okay, ready? It's all lined up, Bob. This is gonna be the end. I'm about to get a spare. Remember I was talking about spares in the beginning?
Yeah.
You're about to witness a spare on live TV.
Pick it up,
on
pick it up.
Local 12.
Pick it up.
Darn it,
No,
I ruined it. I don't even
no.
want to go back to the camera.
That-
Nope, just don't even show it.
That I'm not a bowling expert.
Nope, didn't
but
work out.
That was not a spare. That's not what that looks like. Go back to the Pop-A-Shot. Your money over there.
But yeah, obviously entertainment centers reopening, it's not easy. I mean, it's a place where you're constantly touching the same things as other people, but they've been working these past couple of months to try to make it as safe as possible, just trying to have dedicated people cleaning all of the machines, all of the buttons, and just trying to make it as safe as possible. And I have to say, it feels good to be back. It feels weird to be back. I feel like I've just been sitting on my butt these past few months, so it's just weird to be in like an actual fun place. I forgot what fun was. But yeah, I've got my mask on. These are required now where I live. If you enter any indoor facility, whether it's a restaurant or an entertainment center, you have to have a mask on, which I'm still trying to get used to speaking with on air. I could tell I don't sound like myself. It's just very hard for my, like, by the way, I don't mean to say it like that, like, oh, it's so hard on my breathing. It's fine, I can breathe fine. I don't mean to like complain, but it is the truth that I just need to get my breaths like more, I don't know, maybe other reporters can vouch for me that when you're kind of, you know, speaking in your outdoor voice and then you're also trying to like project, it's just a learning curve, but I am getting more used to it. The first story I did with it, I actually vlogged, was that casino story. I actually like choked on air. It was kind of embarrassing.
Guys, I feel like a terrible person. So back in the day when I first started reporting, if I was ever doing live shots anywhere and someone was walking near the camera, I would smile, I would wave, but I will be 100% honest, that has changed just because there have been so many crazy people. I mean, I hate saying those words, but just like really crazy people who try to like ruin your live shots or yell at you because you're the news, and it kind of like hardens you to other people. So whenever I'm doing my live shots and someone pulls up anywhere near, I don't smile or say hi anymore. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I can just tell like they're here for something else, okay? Sometimes I will suspect, oh my gosh, this person's about to cause problems, so I just ignore like their presence, like I just keep looking at the camera, which isn't crazy. I mean, I'm just doing my job, but sometimes I just peg people wrong, and this guy just pulled up, like he pulled up right at the camera, so I was like, oh my gosh, like we're about to go live and he's about to try to do something crazy and mess up my live shot. And I glanced at him and I immediately glanced back to the camera, like not smiling at all. Then he came out of his car with like a fishing rod and like a bucket of bait, and he was just going fishing here where I'm at right now. By the way, I'm at a community center because there's a big meeting tonight that I'm previewing, and he just had his fishing rod and his bucket of bait, and he was like, hi, I don't want to bother you getting your shot, so just let me know when I can pass through. I've never smiled so big. I was like, oh, you can go, sir. You are so nice and wonderful. And I just feel like sometimes if someone is not coming off in like a very friendly or happy way, like it's not necessarily because they're a bad person, it's just because they have had like a past experience. I don't know. It just goes to show like you can't judge a book by its cover, because he's probably like, why wasn't she smiling at me at first? And it's not even that big of a deal, but I am someone who I really do believe in the fact that like just going around in your daily life and smiling at people, not to say it can change lives, that's a little dramatic, but it can really change someone's day, because I've had so many days where I don't know, I'm not having a good day, and then like I walk into the grocery store and someone will just smile and be like, oh, hi to me, or just be friendly, and it just turns things around. And I always try to do that for people. Always did that when I worked in retail or I worked at the deli, like just every single customer that came in, I wanted to be happy for. And when customers were kind, because sometimes they weren't, it made my day. So anyway, this is where we're at right now. This is the situation. As you can tell, that is the police department. Community center's right behind there. And then that is where that man was going fishing, kind of just beyond here. And I just feel terrible. For those of you who have been following my oatmeal journey, it is a very somber day. We have just one more box left. If you guys remember, I thought I was all out of my favorite oatmeal in the world, which is Think Thin Protein, Fiber, and Hot Oatmeal Original Flavor, but turns out I did have about like 7 boxes left in my car. There were actually people who commented saying, how are you out with the amount of boxes you had? And you guys were right. I did have more in my car, and now we are down to our last little box. Just 6 more days left of bliss, and then I can never get this again because they discontinued this flavor. So many of you guys have been messaging me saying like, oh my gosh, they sell this oatmeal here, you're sending me links, but it's this flavor that I love. There are other flavors like blueberry and Madagascar vanilla or something, but I liked the original flavor, and that's the one they discontinued, and we're just gonna have to pretend like it's okay, but it's not. But I guess it is okay for 6 more days. Also, we went with the pants look today, as you can see. You know, sometimes you just gotta, I don't know, wear pants. I feel like I never wear pants in the summer. Greetings. This is just my, you know, my daily life now, sitting on Zoom calls, waiting for my interviewees to join. And actually, one little trick I have been doing lately, which is definitely very risky, is taking this cup and balancing my laptop on it. This is definitely not recommended, but it gets you that perfect angle on Zoom. Otherwise, it's shooting up. And right now, I am preparing for my interview. It kind of changes of how much I prepare from interview to interview. Like some of them, I just like to go into it kind of blindly and just hear from the person. But obviously, for a story like this, I didn't even tell you guys what the story was. It is on schools reopening in Ohio. What's that going to look like? The superintendent for the school district I'm interviewing right now sent me the plan, and parents are going to have 2 options. I love how I'm doing this through the Zoom thing. Either send your child to school 100% traditional schooling or 100% virtual. So it's kind of up to you. Obviously, I'm still waiting on the exact information because my Zoom interview is 2 minutes away. And even though I do have these questions laid out that I want to know, or, you know, I just not exact questions, I just jot down things I want to talk about, I try not to look at this because sometimes it makes the interviewee a little bit nervous. And it just seems like a lot less conversational. If you're like, okay, next question. Like I try to, you know, go off what they say and just try to make it as painless as possible. The interview is done. I just finished logging it, and now it is time to put it all together into a script, figure out what we want to say, what the people should know. But first, we have one of our secret weapons. Yes, I have 2 laptops. I know that is very extra. We have one of our secret weapons. You guessed it. Oatmeal. This is what's going down. Oh yes. Guys, I just want to let you know that if there was ever a day I was going to play hooky, call in sick, but I'm not really sick for work, it'd be this day. It would definitely be this day. Let me position you because you're kind of blocking my view. I don't think I slept last night. I got into bed so early. I didn't end up falling asleep until like 10:45. And then once I fell asleep, just kept waking up. So it was just, I don't know if I'm gonna die today or what, but we're just gonna wing it. You know what it is? And this is gonna sound ridiculous, but like I need a wind down period before going to bed. Like I can't just get home from like a day of doing stuff and then just go to bed. Sometimes I kind of feel crazy for feeling like I need that. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just being a little extra, but no, yesterday I didn't do that wind down period. I just got home and tried to go straight to bed, and this was the results. And I was sweating again, which, do you guys remember I actually took off from work? I think it was the end of last year because I thought I was dying. I was just sweating profusely every night in my sleep, and it was a really bad thing. Obviously, it just made no sense. I wasn't like hot. I wasn't physically hot. Zach was sleeping right next to me and he was fine. Like our temperature was a normal temperature. I finally one morning like just woke up drenched in sweat. I felt just terrible. Like I just didn't feel good. And I called into work, went straight to urgent care as soon as they opened. Thought they were going to tell me I was dying, and as it turns out, there was nothing wrong with me, which was a good thing. I believe it was just some sort of like anxiety, honestly, that was causing me to sweat so much. And I honestly stopped sweating these past several months, which has been amazing. But I was just sweating up a storm last night, so I don't know what that was about. I think, you know, when you like can't go to bed and then you start getting anxiety about the fact that you're not getting any sleep, your health is deteriorating, you're going to wake up so tired, it's going to be the worst day ever. That was my night last night. So you know what? I think I need to just listen to a nice podcast and relax and get ready. And we're gonna make today as good as possible. We are guys, we are. And the podcast I'm listening to right now, because I always get questions from you guys asking what I'm listening to. I actually never listened to this girl. It's called TK's Juicy Pod, but I have listened to a couple of her episodes because if I just like the person she's interviewing, and I have liked her a lot. The reason I'm listening is because she is interviewing Lauren Elizabeth, who I do follow and whose content I do enjoy. So play.
It's an 11.
Here is my OOTD. Do you guys remember those? Just back in the day, old school beauty YouTubers. Yes, this is my outfit of the day. I never actually show you guys these, I feel like, because I just figure you see it on air. But I do get a lot of questions about my wardrobe. Where do I get most of my stuff? The dress right here is from Calvin Klein. The jacket is from Express. And then, or no, not Express. This is from, what is it? That white-black market, black-white market. And then the shoes are from there as well. These are probably my favorite heels of all time, but these are definitely not all dayers. They definitely do get rough. And actually, a little pro tip, these were the most uncomfortable shoes you could ever even imagine. But if you could see right there, I put these little pads in and it just changed my world. It changed these shoes completely. So I put several in, some up top, some on the side. It saves lives. All right, guys, as you can see, this is our office for the day. We are back in the breaking news center. Adam, who you guys know as my photog, is on vacation, which I am A, so jealous of him, but B, so happy for him. I've said this before, I get really weird vacation happiness. Like whenever I hear of someone going on a vacation, it brings me joy. I have no idea why. It doesn't even like affect me, impact me, but anyway, I'm so happy for him. Just, he deserves it, obviously. But I'm back in the breaking news center on certain days when we only have one photog and two reporters, and I don't need to be out for the story I'm covering this morning. But one thing I want to say, I like to listen to some tunes as I write my scripts. It just, you know, brings a nice little joy to my life. This is a classic one, by the way. It's Some Girl by Andy Grammer. I just want to say, I am so happy that I turned this on and it was working perfectly fine. I was in the breaking news center for a noon live shot the other day. I got a call around like 11 saying, come in now. There's going to be a press conference with the Cincinnati Police Department at 11:30. You'll turn that for the noon. Just talk about, you know, what's the gist of it. It was actually a group of teenagers who were targeting Hispanics in one particular neighborhood. So I said, okay, got here by 11:30. I got here at like 11:28. Turned on the computer, went to turn on the press conference. It was like, that's weird, no sound. I didn't end up getting to see what the press conference was until around 11:44. That's when I got to finally, like, I had to go to someone else's computer to listen to the press conference, scrambling, and I had to be live at 11:58. Not only did I have to listen to the press conference, but then I had to, like, you know, put it all together into like a cohesive thing, pick out my soundbite. It was a mess. It was not a good situation, but I think it ended up being fine. But it was definitely one of those moments. You guys asked me about, like, you know, how crazy do things get, and the thing is, I will obviously never be picking up my vlog camera in a situation like that. That's the last thing on my mind, so you guys will technically never probably see me in that state. But I've had this discussion with others before. Anyone in the news industry, you kind of love it. Like, you live for it. You thrive off that. It's why you are in this crazy industry. Otherwise, you'd just be sitting at a desk all day. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't know. You live for it. It's not good when it doesn't end up going well, but normally, luckily, it does. By the way, I feel like such a fraud, an imposter with this blazer. Like, I look so, hello, professional. It's funny because my mom used to always make me shop for blazers for like my internships and all of that, and it's like, no judgment if you wear a blazer, like that's totally fine, but women just really don't wear them much anymore. It's just really not a thing, because it used to be back in the day, like you couldn't show your arms on air if you were a woman. And some advice that I one time saw from a news director was, don't wear a sleeveless dress unless you have, what did he say, like guns or something like that, like basically saying like the most toned, wonderful arms ever, otherwise it's a distraction. And it's like, why is it a distraction? Like, why do we need, like, that just made me so mad. Like, it's not a distraction. Like, you're human. We come in all different shapes and sizes, and if it's hot outside and I want to wear a sleeveless dress, gonna be wearing a sleeveless dress. Thanks, buddy. There's a lot of that in the news industry, which I am so grateful for. I've never encountered. I have always worked for just like really good people, which it's honestly luck, because yeah, you could be like, oh, you know, you pick out your news station, but you don't know what someone's actually like until you're working for them. It's almost like being in a relationship. You don't know who someone truly is until you're like living together, or until like month 5 of the relationship, when it's no longer all like, I don't know, honeymoon stagey. And I am lucky in both aspects, that with my relationship with Zach, things ended up being great after that. And then also in both of my work situations, both in Dayton and here, it turns out I was working for really good people, and I know not everyone has that experience. I feel definitely very lucky and blessed in that regard. Anyway, I'm going on a little tangent, but I need to practice my 6 a.m. script. Wow, time is flying. It's already about to be 6. It's 5:47 to be precise. I need to practice this. And I'm so annoyed because normally this TV turns on and you can see yourself as you are talking, which obviously I'm not looking at myself, but I can see out of the corner of my eye to see if they took the video, so I can glance at my script, but it's really just not working. So we're gonna deal. Hello, friends. Now we are home, and this is where I will normally spend some time, you know, on the couch with the blankie doing some work, but right now we're not doing work. Oh no, we are not. It is my lunch break, and I usually don't take my lunch break. I prefer just to work through it, get as much done. Why delay the inevitable? I'm gonna have to do the work anyway, just let me do it now. Now, We are taking a lunch break. I am spending a full hour. I don't know what I'm about to do. Like just sit here and stare at a wall and try to stay awake. I am running on empty. This is bad. I can't remember the last time I felt like this. Even when I don't get a lot of sleep, I don't normally feel like this. I was actually just talking about that the other day. Like, wow, I kind of just always push through, and I am pushing through, but I feel just not great. So we are taking a full hour lunch break right now, partly because I need it and also partly because I sent my producer some story ideas and she has not approved them yet, so I can't move forward with them. Where's my work phone? We are waiting for that. Just gonna be refreshing the email. As if my day isn't hard enough. I'm just chilling here. What did Zach say?
Well, I was watching you this morning, so we were talking about your story, and I said I thought it was funny because she kept saying that the school district wants to talk to each student, every single one of their family members, which she was just saying they want to talk to each family.
I accidentally said family member.
Yeah, she said they talked about 50% of the families.
Oh, you remember.
And the school district was trying to get a hold of every single family member. It's like, oh, we've only talked to the mom.
We gotta talk to grandma.
What's Jimmy's sister think about him going back to work? We've got a very thorough study they were gonna do.
Go to the gym. Okay guys, in the 2 minutes we've been sitting here since we last spoke, Zach and I are talking. What'd you say? We should have what?
I said for the 10,000 calorie challenge we should have punked you guys, and I was joking, but she should have just let me do it across a week. So like eat the pizza one day, McDonald's the next, and then like do like the whole video and then act like it happened and then say we punked it.
And then I
she said, you think lying to them, they're not going to trust us anymore. And I said, well, Ashton Kutcher ran punked for years and people still trust him. So as long as you come clean.
Oh, guys. So, my producer just gave me the okay to start working on my story. I genuinely, like, if I know I can start working, I can't take this lunch break. Like, I just like to... All right. Lunch break over, officially over. We're not doing it. We are going to the work laptop over here. And we are, yep, this is happening. So never mind, it's been real. I'm gonna end this vlog here and hopefully guys, just pray for me. Pray for me. Just kidding. But anyway, subscribe button down below if you haven't hit it yet. It's fun. Watch what happens when you hit it. Just kidding, nothing really happens. It just means you're subscribed to my channel. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.